Hi, welcome to Digital Electronic. Now I'm going to continue my topic on knowledge. So in this knowledge, you're going to use NOR gate, basically of a NOR gate. This NOR gate is usually in the form of, so you're going to have, this is, let's say, A, this is B, this is Z. So your Z equals to A plus B and bar. So this will be your Boolean expression for NOR gate. So for the NOR gate, you're going to have a situation where so you're going to have a S and C as these two are input. So this is your NOR gate, uh, and also you're going to have an output. Okay, so if you see properly over here, there is will be a Q bar and then Q. This is different with your non-latch. Non-latch, you have a Q over here, Q bar over here. For no latch, you're going to have a Q bar on top and Q at the bottom. But the rules are the same. Your Q shouldn't be same equal with your Q bar. So it should be always remind the same thing over here. So please make sure this will be taking care during your understanding your work. So let's study on the mechanism of your value. So as I mentioned earlier, you're going to have a situation where you have the S and C as an input. Your S and C is input over here. So this is your input. This is your input, and you're going to have an output over here. So as I mentioned earlier, you're going to use the knowledge. So your knowledge is going to be like this, and when you have a 0 0, you're going to be 1, and if you have a 0 1, it's going to be 0. 1 0 will be 0, and 1 1 will be 0. So please remember this particular truth table, or if you are not really sure, please go back to my video that previously I have mentioned about this. So please make sure this one you are familiar enough before you start this work. So let's come to the knowledge. So in the knowledge, you're going to have the two input, the S and the C. You're going to have a Q bar, and you're also going to have a Q. So there is a two possibility of input, that is, because this is a 2 bits, so you're going to have four possibility: 0 0, 0 1, 1 0, and 1 1. And like I mentioned earlier, in this particular 0 0, your Q bar, or Q, sorry, your Q, you're going to have two situation. You're going to have either is the memory, the previous value is 0, or the previous value is 1. So that's why you have this two situation over here. So let's go for 0 0. So you're going to have a 0 over here, a 0 over here, and you're going to have a Q equals to 0. So your Q is equals to 0. According to the rule I mentioned, Q supposed to be not same with Q bar. So whenever there is a 0 over here, here will be 1. So your 0 is going here. So this is 0. So according to this one, when it's 0 0, this value will be 1. So your become 1. And this one become 1. 0 1, sorry, 1 0, 1 0. The output is 0. So this will become 0. And this is 0 0 0, again 1, so it's going to be always 1, and 1 over here is we going 1 and 0 is 0, and 0 becomes 0. So your final Q is going to be 0. So yeah, let's go for something little. So this is your Q. Now we are going, this one is finished. So now we are going for this one. So your Q bar is 1, and this one, because this is 1, this is going to be 0. So 1 over here, 0 1 is going to be 0. So you can always see 0 1 equals to 0, and your 0 over here is going to be here. 0 0 become 1, and over here 1 0 1 is 0, and 0 0 is going to be 1. So your q bar is going to be 1. So next situation will be your 0 1. So let's prove on this particular situation. 0, here is 0, and C is 1, and your q bar is 0. So you're going to be 0 over here, and this 0, this is going to be 1. So 0 over here, 0 0 going to become 1. 1 over here, 1 1 becomes 0. And the situation going to be similar for the all of the situation, because if you are repeating the same step, you're going to have the same output. So q equals to 1. Sorry, according to here, your q is equals to 0. So now we're going to change the output over here. So you're going to focus on q equals to 1. So your q is 1, and over here is 0. This is 1. 0 1 going to have a 0. 0 over here. 0 1 you're going to have a 0. So you're going to have a 0 over here. 0 0 you're going to have 1, and over here is going to be 1. 1 1 you're going to have a 0. If you keep constanting, the value going to be constant at 0 all the time, and q bar going to be 1. So your q value for this particular situation is 0, this one. So next we go for the next one. So this is done, this is done. So 1 0, you have 1 over here, and you have a 0 over here, and you're going to have a q equals to 0, this one. So 0 over here is going to be 0. 1 this one is 1, don't forget. 1 0 equals to 0, and this one is 0. 0 0 going to have 1, and over here is going to be 1. 1 1 going to become 0 again, and this one becomes 0. 0 0 going to be 1. So you can continue this one until its end, but it's going to, at the end of the situation, you're still going to have, and the new q is going to have a value of 1. So we go for the q equals to 1. So q equals to 1, q bar equals 0. 1 over here, 1 1 equals to 0, this value, and 0 over here is going to be 0. 0 0 is 1. So this is 1. 1 1 is equals to 0 again, and 0 0 is going to be 1 all the time. So the u value for the q is going to be 1. So let's have a situation of next is going to be 1 1. So you're going to have a 1 1 over here. So you're going to have a 1 1, and your q is 0. So your q is 0. So you're going to have a 0 over here. 1 0, you're going to have 1, and 0 you're going to have a 0, and this one is going to be 0. 0 1 you're going to have a 0, and this one becomes 0, 1 0 again, sorry, 1 0, you're going to have a 0, and this one 0, and you're always going to have a 0 all the time. So the situation over here, because since your q is equals to 0, the new q is equals to 0, and the old q bar is also equals to 0, you're going to is a actually is a value of invalid. So for this one, the next one, q equals to 1 and q bar equals to 0. So this become 1, 1 1 equals to 0, and this one becomes 0, 0 1 is also become 0, and this one becomes 0, 1 0 is equals to 0, and it's going to repeat all the time. So the value is 0 and 0. Since the q and q bar are same, so this is invalid. So if you see here clearly, you will see that the value of q over here is equals to the same. This one is going to be the same. So over here we call it O, because the value is not changed at all. Over here, this is 0, this is 0, this is 1, it becomes 0. So this one we call clear, and this is always become 1 and 1. This situation we call it set. So the the full truth table for SC this knowledge is going to be like this. So this is the full truth table of this one, and I already mentioned that you're going to have a whole, 0 0 you're going to have whole, 0 1 going to have a clear, 1 0 1 0 you're going to have a set, and 1 1 you're going to have a invalid. So this one is already represented, and so please remember this particular truth table, because this is very important. This one. Okay, next let's see a small example. So this is a SC flip-flop. So let's sorry, this is a NOR latch. So you're going to have a SC and over here, and this is the output. So you need to remember the truth table. So 0 0 is whole, 0 1 is clear, 1 0 is set, and 1 1 is invalid. So just quickly, you're going to have SC 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. So this one you're going to have a whole, going 1 0 1 is going to have a clear, 1 0 is set, and 1 1 is going to be invalid. So you're going to use the same situation over here. So you're going to have a 0 0. So because the first 0 is always 0, no problem. The second one is 1 0. So you have 1 0 is a set, that's why you have 1. The next one is 0 0, so you're going to have a whole, so that's why you are holding the same value over here. So 1 is going to have a situation of 1 over here. Next is 0 1. 0 1 is clear, so that's why you have a 0. And then you have a 0 0, this is whole, so you hold over here, you hold over here, and you also hold over here. So same value is repeating again on this situation, because this is 0 0. 1 0, you're going to have a set, so your set is 1, and 1 0 is also set. 0 0, you're going to have a whole, so that's why you have a whole of 1 value over here, and 0 0 you're going to have 1, and 0 1 is clear, so that's why you have a 0, and 0 0 is whole, and that's why you have a final result of this situation. So be careful. You always need to do the time diagram, so that you can represent lots of a situation in the same. So please remember or memorize the truth table but you always can do this to get the truth table if you forget anything. But it's much easier if you uh, remember the final truth table. Okay, I think we already go through this one. This is the steps. So first, when you have a signal like this, so you have to do this one, then you need to do the lines, so that it will see, you can see wherever is it is the changes might happen. So this is another changes over here, and then you can see. So put your value 0 0 0 1 1 0, and also put according to your truth table, you can put the value of q. And last not but least, you just need to draw according to the value of the q. So this is a step 3. So in the end, you're going to have a value like this, and this is the changes it happens for the timing diagram. That's all. Thank you so much for this particular knowledge. Continue to the next uh, D latch.